What is going on, Crazy Goose fam? Here we are, back again. Today in the shed, it's just going to be a real quick one. I've got about an hour, and then I promised my boy I would go out and kick the ball around. He just got into a soccer team, so if you could give this video a thumbs up right now to let him know that he's done well to get into a soccer team. Hasn't played a game before, but he's been doing like this mini stars, so it's sort of like training, but there's no games. And he tried out for a club, got into two clubs, picked the closest one to home. Thank you. Anyhow, I did get out here a little bit last weekend. Didn't do any filming. Last weekend was hectic, but I got out here when I could. And what I did was that cross member that I mounted, or that I fabbed up for that part that I never used, that is now another supporting cross member. And I put the gas tank in, but I've taken the gas tank out again this morning. So it's just a couple of L brackets down here, some bolts welded in, going down, gas tank goes up, boom. What's that tank, you ask? That is my air compressor tank. Now, it's a little bit small, but it's going to do the job. So that leads me to today's video. What are we doing today? We need somewhere to mount it to. We need somewhere to mount the solenoid, valve block, whatever you want to call it, the management system. We need somewhere to mount to that. Now, I did get out here a little bit earlier this morning, did some CAD. If you watched the last video, I put a little bit of CAD in there for you. How exciting was that? That was top quality YouTube material there. Anyway, I did some CAD. I've come up with these. So I got two of them. Did my usual, cut a triangle out, bend them. They are going to go there. So they're going to tie the notch bridge and the cross member that I just put in last week. They're going to tie that together, and then we're going to build it from there. So I've got up to the point of welding. Again, I'm talking real fast because I got to get through this today. I'm not going to bore you with me welding this, but what I will do is when I get it onto that stage, I'll bring the camera back in for your viewing pleasure. Till the next bit. So I'm back from kicking the ball around with my son. Just went to the park and chilled out with him and another mate and a dad, a couple of kids, just doing that. But now we're back into it. I'm going to do it for another hour or so. So this is my idea for mounting the solenoid block, or valve block, whatever you want to call it. That. I am puffed. I'm not cut out for running around. I'm cut out for not much actually. But yeah, so this is going to sit somewhere like that. This is probably going to go there, and then I'm going to build a cover up around it. And so I'll build a cover that will go from here up and over, come down. But that's what I'm thinking, something like that. So as per usual, did a bit of off-camera work. As per usual, did a bit of off-camera work and bent that up out of metal. How to bend it? Well, I stuck it on a bench, put a piece of flat bar over the top of it and hit it with a hammer. But then we end up with something like this. Now, in straight me fashion, I'm about 3 mil off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it to one side, then knock all the tacks off these, tack it together on a bench, and bring it back. But yeah, it'll go something like that. It'll be all nice and flush. Yeah, that's too big of a gap. I don't want that much of a gap. I ain't scared of a gap, but I don't want that much of a gap. Yeah. Anyway, So tack it together and take it from there. I ain't half upset at this. I feel like I'm doing alright. So, with that poorly fabricated, because it's my channel and I'm tired and I'm rushing, shouldn't be rushing, but we ain't building perfection, we're just building and we're learning. This is my first truck, so this is my first everything with this, but it's there, it's stuck together, it's just tacked back in place because mock up. But now this leads me to the next bit. Air tank. Yes, it's small. That's what happens when you buy Chinesium off AliExpress, but this is going to mount under here. And speaking of poor fabrication, we won't pay attention to the fact that only 3 bolts are in because that one's crooked. But if 3 won't hold it, 4 never would have, right? Yeah, so this is going to go up and under here. About there somewhere. Bit clearance under the tank. But yeah, I think about there. It's all even. I measured it out roughly. But I'm gonna knock that off. We'll put this in there, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night after that. Where's my pen? So let me climb back in here and twist my hip. Somewhere around there. And don't worry, it's not going to stay red. It's the only colour they had. You can get any air tank you want, as long as it's red. Good afternoon, and it's been a while since I turned the camera on. I think the last clip you saw me building the sort of air tank mount, I believe. I made like a little bridge from one cross member to the other cross member. Well, that wasn't the last lot of work I've done, but that was the last time I turned the camera on. So yeah, let me flip it around. I've been sick, I've been busy. I just sort of get out here when I can. And sometimes it's just quicker to get it done rather than setting up the camera, talking to the camera, all this sort of stuff. You easily add sort of 20 minutes to half an hour onto any job just by setting up a camera. Anyway, let's flip it around. So I finished off that. Yes, it looks like shit. I don't care. I put in one compressor mount. I am going to get a second compressor just because I like symmetry. As you can tell by all of my perfect measurements, I like complete and utter perfect symmetry. Now, if you take a look over there, you'll see we got bubbles. Now why? And if you also take a look over there, you'll see that I've got a wheel on. So now let's take a step back. It's on the ground. I needed some mid-build motivation. I was starting to lose motivation for being out here. So yeah, I spent the last sort of half hour putting it on the ground, and I've aired it up obviously to see if it holds its own weight. And now I'm going to set you guys up on a tripod and we're going to watch it air out together. I can already tell you my tank's going to hit the ground. I thought I did measurements for that. The tank was like 4 centimeters higher than the rail, But I think if it airs out just at the back, the tank's definitely going to scrape. And for day-to-day driving, that's pretty damn low. And this is at full raise. This is ride height. So, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, let's set you up on tripod and let's pull the air out on this. Yep, that's as far as it's going to raise. I think I've got this tiny little mini compressor. Yeah, there's still air in it. It's air out, baby. There we go. So that is axle on frame. My tank ain't on the ground. It is just off. I could also lift it up a little bit more, so that's okay. Damn, that aired out fast. And frame, we are, as suspected, about 4 centimeters off. But we also got to bear in mind that the front ain't laid. Yeah, you just seen me lying around all over the ground. So that is, let's see if we can get some good angle on this. That is tank, not quite on the ground. That is axle on notch. And can we get under there? Frame not on ground, but hey, I knew it wasn't going to lay frame from probably about 3 weeks into the build. And that's where it is static at the front. So, I mean, that's pretty low. All right, let's watch go up. Where's it go? I got no air in my air compressor. Let's do that again. I'll put some air in my air compressor and we'll go from there. Let's try that again. This time I added all of my air hose into it because I want to stand back here and watch it too. There you go, right height. That ain't so bad, I just ran out of air last time. Couple of bags. There you go, that's a nice air out. Okay guys, that's got me my motivation back. What I want to see, what happens if I bounce on it? Oh, that's nice. At least it's better than hitting bump stops with lowered spring or lowering blocks, frame banging everywhere. One more time. One more time. Just because you asked me. Want to go up? I think we want to go up. Going up. I got no more air in my tank. Going down. One last time. Alright team. I'm going to call it there. It is humid as hell out here. And that's not an excuse to not work. You should just get out there and get on it. Because sitting around complaining won't finish your project. But I'm getting a video out to you guys. That's something. I'm keeping up with standard, Mr. Inconsistent. But yeah, what's left? I'm gonna look at the gas tank. I don't like how low it sits to the ground. But then what is it? Brake lines, fuel lines, wiring, disassemble, gusset city, paint, reassemble, drive. Then we pull it all apart and do it again for the front. So, you know, only a couple of things left to do. But I needed to see that. I needed to hear it. Make sure there's no cracking, no bending, no popping. I gotta fix the air leak. I think I just need to tighten it up like another half turn. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Do all the normal YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. And next time I think we'll get on to probably wiring, and I'll see if I can buy the parts for the brakes, and then we'll try and figure out the brakes again. Thank you. I'm tired. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. Still got a lingering cough. Peace. Love yous.